What's up guys, welcome to Garage 23, and today we got our straw hat on because we're at the junkyard. It's a great time to get some parts we need from the junkyard because the Titan almost burned down because the taillight decided to just melt apart. So we got to look for some wiring and a couple of pieces for a project car you guys haven't seen yet. So let's get going. Alright, so our first target should be right here. It's the 04 Titan that they just dropped yesterday. And looks like it's mostly complete. Luckily we don't need any interior stuff. Another thing that's been wrong with our Titan since we got it is the ABS light is on. The scanner that I have said it was something about the rear left ABS sensor, so that's one thing we're going to try and get. But mostly I want the harness for the passenger side tail light because that's what got all crispy on our truck. So let's get this tail light off. So taillight's mostly just held on by two 10mm bolts. Okay, so this is the front or rear half of our harness. I don't need the light bulbs. So the rear taillight harness goes down inside the bed and comes out by the frame rail. And the plug is right at the end of the frame rail. You know what, let's just cut it. There we go. Yeah, so on ours, I can't tell if, so we got some eBay taillights because they're the only ones I thought that looked pretty good, but I don't know if it was the taillight that like malfunctioned inside or if it was just like maybe the wiring that rubbed against the edge of the, because you can see there's like kind of a sharp edge on the inside of the taillight housing here, and this is about where the short happened, and all the wiring that is like close to there, it's all melted together and fried, and it's like it got so hot that like the wires inside fuse, so it's like super stiff now. That's not great for an electrical circuit because that drives the resistance way up, and with more resistance is more heat, and that's kind of why it melts. But this one looks like it's in good shape, so I'm hoping that the taillight is still okay and it's just the wiring. This whole length should take care of that, and we can at least test if our taillight still works or if our taillight was actually the problem. So next thing is finding where the ABS sensor is and trying to get that off. Okay, so we got our tire off, and it looks like our ABS sensor is right behind here. Mother. Wanna? Make sure I always call your mom, or answer when she calls. Yep, that looks like our ABS sensor, and it's super dirty. I wonder if that's all that's wrong with our ABS sensor, is just caked with brake debris. I don't know, I guess I'll just grab it anyway. It's probably a couple bucks. Ugh. More wire. Gotta keep my straw hat on because I'm a pasty ginger and I fry like a shrimp on a stick. Alright, I think that's all our Titan stuff, so let's go look at the import side. This is a great way to get your steps in. Ooh, Altima. Original K24. Oh, it was a manual, factory manual. Pretty rare. White, probably beige interior though. Yep. Gross. Even like at the junkyard, these are starting to get like pretty rare to come across. I've like been debating looking for one on like Marketplace or whatever just to keep for parts. But yeah, that's a 97. It's last year. Surprised it's not special edition. Oh, another little 90s gem. We got a 90s Eclipse. Not all-wheel drive, automatic.
Give me a moment.
Probably non-turbo. Well organized. Hey, 90s Integra. These are pretty neat. Generation 2 Integra Club. Oh. This reeks of 80s nostalgia. Chrysler Conquest or Mitsubishi Starion. These are super cool. What the heck is this? Maintain wire twist to connection point. Huh.
It's like an Atari.
Yeah. Interesting. A little rusty. TSI, I think that's the turbo one. Yeah, it's open. There was a turbo one, there's nothing left. Yeah, nice little EF Civic hatch. Ooh, Impreza. Oh, that's a shame. You can tell they're like starting to do body work on it, trying to make it pretty, and now it's here. Kind of sucks. Two 2005. $2.5 RS. So the non-turbo one, it's automatic. I love that Subarus have like no frames on the windows, on the doors. It looks like really clean. So our older son's coming to be of driving age pretty soon. And this is one of the cars I've been contemplating on getting him. But he's not really like into cars, he's more into like computers and programming and stuff, and he's actually got like a good career path ahead of him. So I'm like, do I want to like curse him with like an unreliable Subaru? Are they actually unreliable, or is it just like lack of maintenance? I don't know. Let us know. Interesting. They just left an empty space here. Very inefficient. Audi A4. This is another car I was contemplating for him, and yet another car with an unreliable reputation. I really love Audis. I love like their design, and they're like pretty nice cars, but pain in the ass to work on. You always need a special tool for anything on those cars, and traditionally unreliable. Again, I don't know if it's just lack of maintenance. It probably is in their case because all the special stuff required to work on them. But all I know is I've had 3 Audis. All of them just were like thing after thing kept breaking, and leaving you stranded, and it's just a pain in the ass. So stop messing with Audis. Ooh, Toyota. I have no idea what this is. Looks really neat though. What is it? Celica. Toyota Celica. I've never seen this body style Celica before. Looks really neat. I love the profile. Really cool fastback look. And that a sunroof? What year is this? 81. Pretty cool. And it was rear wheel drive. Oh, that's a sweet engine right there. Cool. Two more options that I was actually considering for our son. 90s Subaru Wagon and Celica, like early 2000s. Is it GTS? No, it's GT. So it's the non-VTEC one, I think. I was like looking for one of these Subarus for like a long time before I bought the Altima, and I couldn't find one because I was set on getting one of these wagons, doing the JDM, you know, bumper, wing and stuff, but putting an RB25 in it because I'd seen somebody in Europe that did it, and I thought that was like the most badass daily like you could have. It's basically a Nissan Stagia, but a little smaller, and I'd really like to get my son one of these, but being a teenager with the station wagon, probably not good for his street cred, so I really want to find a two-door one, but those are like the most sought after one and obviously the most expensive one, so I don't know. I'm also looking for like the kind of like the one we looked at before, but the in-between model of those, the Bug-Eye WRX, but again, inherently unreliable. Still kind of expensive. The Bug-Eyes are kind of the rarest one just because like they were only available for like 2 years, and all the ones I've seen are they're still asking for like 6 to 8 grand or something like that. So might have to just find a broken one. I don't know, I really like these cars. I like the slightly updated version though. The 99s have a nicer interior, in my opinion. This is a pretty sweet pattern on the upholstery though. Ooh, 90s Maxima with Mustang wheels. Ooh, automatic. This is another option that I was thinking of as a first car, but they're pretty dated at this point. It's kind of got some street cred because it was in the Fast and Furious. It was Vinny's car, the blue one. Yeah. Oh. Oh, it's an old one. Oh, 4. Yeah, gross. Put the spray paint down, kids. And the emblem, they put the emblems on the inside. Well, and on that note, I think we're gonna call it. There's no other Infinities here. So let's get out of here. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for the price breakdown of what we bought, which wasn't necessarily because pricing, I guess, that we got these here. It's more because you can't really buy these new, so you can only get them secondhand. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time.